it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Make sure you like the video on the way in. Let's get straight into it.
Look, there's a reason why 26 of the most physically fit women in the Marine Corps have failed out of this course. That reason is simple. When you put 120 pounds on the back of a woman, she crumbles like a fucking crouton.
Croutons, I get what he's saying, but croutons are actually pretty tough. Like, have you ever bitten down on one of those things? It's only when you put it in soup that it melts. But he is right. He is correct. Women crumble.
Want to get up there. Want to get up there. Let's go.
It doesn't look great, does it?
Stop hesitating when you come to the wall. Attack the wall. How many times do I have to say it? Go around, just round, just round.
Oh my gosh. It's just pathetic. It is just pathetic.
So it's not quite what we expect at the moment. Bit painful to watch.
Because it's a fucking waste of time.
Yep.
Belarus, Thailand, Chile. 2 teams from the Emirates. Oh! The first one to get wet in the ice bath today. Well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line. Have 3 team members.
Do you know what this reminds me of? When you look at old slapstick movies and sort of old movies from, I'm going to make a guess here and say the 1920s to 1940s, they would often show footage of women kind of just waddling around, bumping into each other because it's funny, and that's exactly what this reminds me of.
Stranded.
What the fuck are you doing?
Thankfully the water will be a little bit warmer than it was. Oh!
It's just embarrassing to watch. As a woman, it's just embarrassing to watch. Not because they're failing, but because they genuinely thought that they were going to do great. Like, I'm not saying women aren't great at anything, but what I am saying is that women aren't great at this.
Oh, it's all going horribly wrong. They will have to retrieve those weapons from the ice bath. All of the equipment. Oh,
Embarrassing!
This is absolutely ridiculous. Oh dear. Oh dear. I just don't get why. Just why? That's my question. Like, why do you want to put yourself through that in competition with men? Like, I can get it if it's like you're going for an activity. Like, for example, when I was growing up, I was in the Scouts, and obviously Scouts is typically a lot of boys, and there were a lot of boys, but it wasn't like I was in competition with the boys. I knew I was a girl. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do things as good as the boys could, but it was fun. So I can understand doing these kind of activities for fun, because it is funny being a girl. It is funny, trying to do something that you're not really built to do, but trying anyway, like for a laugh, right? But there are places where this stuff isn't for a laugh. It isn't a joke. And strong men and just men in general who are built to do physical tasks are needed. So I don't get why women go into these things to go into competition with men. I don't get what they think it's proving, because if anything, all it's proving is stupidity.
Snap down to the headlock. There we go. Hayden, hold it.
Come on, Kaden.
Don't give no wrist. We just talked about this. Stay tight.
The most awful part of this video is the fact that there are presumably parents in the background cheering her on. I'm not being funny, but okay, this is a tamed scenario, right? There is a moderator there, a referee, and, it's for sport. But in a real life situation, right, this girl is now going to think, oh, if a guy talks to me in a way I don't like, I can act like a bloke and I can just have a scrap, and she'll get herself killed. Hopefully, this is a very important lesson for her, that it's that old saying, pick on someone your own size. Don't pick a fight with men. You will lose.
Go.
Hayden, tight. Let's get practice.
Oi.
Nice.
What parents are egging their daughter on to do this?
Nice.
Oi.
Get it.
Yeah.
What are they cheering? That was awful.
Oh, no.
She's crying. Oh, you cannot make it up.
Oh, don't cry. No.
Why would they even allow this?
Whatever they want.
I absolutely love seeing content like this. I love watching transformation videos. People who were previously overweight or out of shape, and then they get themselves in shape. They set a goal and they stick at it and they take the steps to actively work towards it. It's really wholesome. It's really enjoyable for me to see. And one thing that I think is really, really nice in the midst of, you know, all this degenerate culture, you got things like OnlyFans and instant gratification. People are addicted to video games and all this other stuff. Uber Eats at your doorstep, Amazon, like this really sort of just failing kind of society, divorce, all of this stuff. One thing I do think is a positive thing about today's society is that, for example, when my dad was a kid, when he was not really a kid, but, you know, a young adult, a teenager to a young, early 20-year-old man, you know, drinking culture was still a big thing. And I know it still is today. I know clubbing culture is still a big thing today. But what you also have is the inception of this, you know, self-improvement culture. Going to the gym, working on yourself, getting fit, getting better. And it's both men and women. Now, I know that there is a catch to that. A lot of these women who are gym girls are also advertising OnlyFans. But we can't ignore that the introduction of gym culture and wanting to get in shape and wanting to look better, be better, get fit is a good thing. I think it's a great thing. And as far as I'm aware, it's bigger now. That particular niche is bigger now than it has been before. And I actually think that if you look at Gen Z, I think that the new generations are drinking less. They are focusing on working out more. I was speaking to my little cousin the other day. She is 14, turning 15, and she goes to the gym. And I think that's great. And her friends, they go to the gym. They're striving to be better even from that age, when I feel like in previous generations, and correct me if I'm wrong, I am just speculating here and going off of the anecdotes that I've got from people. I feel like previous generations, there was much more of that, we're bored, there's nothing to do, let's get into drinking and, you know, let's just have a laugh, like that kind of culture, where I do feel like these newer generations are slightly more tuned in to health and fitness. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's important to look at the good things in society as well as all the lunacy.
Height matter in a guy?
Height? Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Step on the scale.
What? No. You don't ask.
So take it back.
Okay, I take it back.
All right. You're forgiven.
Gotcha, bitch.
What would you rate me out of 10?
For what purposes?
Oh my word.
Out of looks.
Of looks? You're a good 6.
Oh, 6? Mm-hmm. What would you rate yourself?
9.
Oh!
He's just hearing Gangster's Paradise playing in his head as he's walking away.
Sensation.
Conversations, he and other children of color could go to a safe place during these conversations, and that's segregation.
Oh boy. And your son's father, who's African American, how does he feel about all this?
I'm a single mom.
Why you shouldn't cry during your pregnancy.
You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you're single mom.
Yeah. This is not your car. Get out of here.
Keep your hands off my fucking car.
Yeah, right.
Prick.
Why have I never seen that before?
He saved a crocodile's life and they became best friends, but it came with a cost, his wife. While out fishing, Cheeto came across an injured croc that had been shot in the head. He's always wanted to befriend one, so he brought the 15-foot croc back to his house. His wife wasn't fond of that, especially since they had a 1-year-old crawling around, so he moved Pocho the croc outside. Over time, he built trust with the croc. He started slow by touching his tail and eventually worked up to kissing on the mouth. He spent most of his time with the croc, so much so his wife left him. To that he said, I like my wife and I love her, but I can get another wife, not another Pocho. After months of nursing the croc back to health, he brought Pocho back to the river for release, but when he woke up the next day, Pocho was outside his house. He wouldn't leave Cheeto's side. The two were best friends. Pocho would even run to him when his name was called. Cheeto could jump in the water, wrestle with Pocho, and nothing would happen. The two remained best friends for 23 years until Pocho died of natural causes.
Oh no, poor Pocho. Oh my gosh. Go wipe your nose.
Brother, what's that?
Okay, so this is me in my like second set.
Oh my gosh,
and I see what's about to happen, but I just keep working out for a second. Pay attention to where you place his belongings.
No, I'm working out right here. You want to use that, then you want right here. I have less space.
That's right. Do what you have to do.
No, you're in my space.
I'm not in your space. This machine is...
I have the machine right there with nobody over there.
That machine doesn't work properly. That's why I come here.
So at this point, I'm too.
The gym is a public space. It is not your space, and you also shouldn't be recording in a gym because it's a place where people go to work out and they want to work out in as much privacy as they possibly can without being recorded. Get a grip, woman. The world doesn't revolve around you.
So you're upset with this man because you say he's in your personal space. I'm sorry. You don't get to set your tripod up to film next to a machine and call that your personal space. That man has every right to use that machine and that space. And he even moves his bag back to not be in your video. Then you go tell him that he should go use the other machine, which he explains doesn't work right. But who do you think you are to tell someone what machines they can't or can't use? Then you go and support comments like this saying, it's because this man is white? Seriously? No, it's because you're entitled and you think you own the gym, which you don't, and you think you're a victim, which you're not. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Minimum height.
6 feet.
Yeah, that's where they get you. Would you exclude obesity?
Absolutely.
So
I'm gonna say at least 200.
200 grand?
Like 200.
Excuse me? Do these women think that most guys are earning 200k? Or are they that entitled that they think a guy who's earning 200k is going to go for them? Because if you're thinking realistically here, like, everyone would want to be rich, right? But if you're thinking realistically, a guy who earns 200k is going to be a very small percent of men, which means he is going to be picking a very small percent of women. So do these women think they're in that percentage? That's what I can't compute the math. And I'm not even particularly good at math. But it's just basic logic.
How old are you?
20.
19.
How long you been together?
4 years.
When you go out together, who pays?
Him.
Most of the time. But I gotta make her pay sometimes because she be making me pay for everything. So I make her pay for sometimes.
You feel like it's too much pressure as a man to always be putting the money forth every single time?
Yes, especially at her age, because I mean, I do make some money, but I don't be making bread like that, so.
You ever feel like she might put pressure on you to spend?
100%, oh yeah. She spends a lot of money.
No, I don't.
She always.
Okay, he thinks that I spend a lot of money by wanting to go get coffee or go get whatever, and he thinks it adds up. But I think getting coffee every day is like a normal thing.
It adds up. I know everyone sees the videos. It's like you spend.
He's smart.
$27 a day. That adds up to $10,000 a year. I know that, and she wants to spend how much ever a day. So I know it adds up.
But why not try to make it easier on your man and budget more?
Honestly, why can't you buy your own coffee?
The guy's responsibility. Like, I don't try to spend a lot of money, but if we do go out together, I expect for him to pay.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, babe.
Hello.
Strength and honor.
So I've seen a lot of people commenting on this video like, oh, she's a keeper. And I get it. Like, it's a joke and like, that's funny and you want a girl with a sense of humor. But I have a couple issues with that video. So I'm presuming that this guy has just come home from work and his girl is just sat on the couch scrolling on her phone. And I personally don't think that's a good look. I think when your man comes home, the least you can do is greet him at the door or get up off the couch to give him a hug. Like, you're scrolling on your phone and she's just kind of like, hey. And then obviously she engages and responds, and that's all funny. And I'm not taking away from that. But yeah, I just had a couple of issues with that video, but perhaps I'm just being a bit too pedantic. I don't know.
About me being very disappointed in black men choosing other races such as Spanish, white, and Arabic. Whatever.
And you have a right to feel that way. But when you guys also say that y'all have the presence of a resting bitch face and expecting that man to kiss your ass to get to know you, it's a problem for me.
Because my resting bitch face is sexy. That's how I feel.
It's not.
A sexy
It's disgusting.
Okay, so what about
That's what you think. That's your ego.
That's what no, it's not.
All right.
It's your ego that thinks, oh, I can have a resting bitch face and the world just has to deal with it.
Wait, me?
No man thinks that's sexy.
All right, so
I'm just saying, you can be more approachable. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to disrespect you.
Why?
Look, why? Look, you just proving my point.
The entitlement is just, oh, so repulsive.
Cat lady.
They're taking the role that girls used to have. They want to be wine dined in 69, which is the woman's place. It used to be the man was like less emotional and less toxic, I guess. And now it's both. So now it's an issue because we're both sassy.
I don't know where these women are meeting these types of men. Are they seeing the whole drizzle thing on TikTok and thinking that it's real?
Say that someone should do quote unquote wifey things for their boyfriend, or do you think they should wait till marriage?
I don't think I'm the person to ask because I do wifey things. My boyfriend is the person I want to marry, so
It depends on the person.
I'm already doing those things.
So what advice would you give to women that say you got to put a ring on it first?
Well, why would they put a ring on it?
Literally, why would a man put a ring on you if he doesn't know what he's getting himself into? Why would you sign a binding contract if you don't know the terms and conditions of the contract? Typically, you would do a trial before you actually get into something. And the boyfriend-girlfriend phase is a trial. So you bring to the table what you would bring to the marriage, and you see if you can negotiate how it's going to work. If it's not going to work, but I'm not going to prove it with my actions. I'm just going to say it.
You gotta give him a reason. It's not about looks.
This girl understands.
I went recently on a 2-week trip to South America, and on that trip, I cheated on my boyfriend of 2 years. Oh boy. But the moment it happened, I instantly regretted it. I cry every day thinking about it. I love my boyfriend with all my heart. I couldn't possibly bear telling him the truth. What would Alex do?
Honestly, like, videos like this just really highlight how messed up things are. And at this point, I really wonder what the way out of it is, because it just seems that women are constantly in competition with men. And I don't know how we reverse that. I don't know how we can bring that ego down. Because on the one hand, I'm like, okay, let's humble these women. And, that would mean men humbling women. But we've seen that. And the women's ego just gets inflamed and it just makes the situation worse. So maybe there isn't a way to fix it. Maybe these women, if we're looking at it on a societal scale, just need to die out. Maybe that's what's going to happen with the whole population collapse and everything. Which I guess is a good thing in one aspect, because hopefully the next generation that are being raised by the women who understand, that's going to be better. But yeah, maybe it's just like a reset that we need. I don't know. What do you think? Why don't you let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up on your way out, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Select all to make sure that you're notified of all of my videos. And if you'd like to consider donating to the channel, you can do so by clicking the link in the description at buymeacoffee.com. If you have any video suggestions for me, you can reach out to me on my various social medias. They are also in the description. And on that note, I will see you very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.